Hi, this is Exposure Nopi. Today we are going to talk about the 5 Elementalist Level 40 guide for SDN, as well as on the last part I will cover how to do the Sea Dragon Call with the 5 Elementalist point of view. I'll just comment through my recorded bit so that you can see it step by step. But first, let's talk about the guide on how to get the skill and the stat and equipment, everything is correct. So basically, first we are talking about the equipment first. So here we start with the pre-SDN. That means about the when we doing the uphold and man run. So basically, we are recommending starting with the 5-piece uphold armor, around +11 is fine, and a 2-piece of uphold weapon for around +11 is okay. And then you probably start with the int focus necklace and earring, and 2 M attack rings. That is sufficient to do uphold and man heal, and also sufficient for when you're going into SDN if you know what you're doing. But in order to do the SDN properly, so you can stick with 5-piece uphold +11 is okay. You may want to take a look at the uphold +13 or +12 just to boost a little bit more if you want. But these are not mandatory. You can just stick with +2 uphold 11 and that is fine. But you should get at least 4 rep uphold accessory so that it increase your HP to somewhat 50 60k so that you one of your error won't kill you, because if you stick with int necklace earring and M attack ring, your HP will probably be only around 40k, something around that, which is too few. And after you can do the SDN comfortably, you might want to change everything into C equipment. So 5 set of C equipment. So +10 is okay. Maybe if you can +7, then just do it, but it will be slightly expensive. Weapon, you would look for +12, 2 of the C weapon, but if you cannot get 12, then 11 is okay. It's up to you. I think in my view, you can stick with 4 rep uphold for the time being, because the C ring on the int stat is very expensive, and to potential the C ring is costing 80 gold per try, so very hard to get at the perfect potential as well. So I wouldn't recommend you change to C accessory unless you have luck or budget. Okay, we talk about the potential. So mostly basic. You stick with max HP, and then you for the weapons and the 2 of the accessory you stick with in 5%. Maybe in 5 if you can, but if you cannot, then in 5 is okay. And then suffix, you go for the same, all int, and then the mana on muff, and weapon is in int. You can also try to be 10 in on the weapons, but we usually have other people doing 10 for me, so I can go in. But that is entirely up to you. You can go 10 in, it's okay. And the crit in town, you should get around ±40%. And do know that Hellfire, your passive, is plus the crit only when burned. So do not use ignite unless you can macro it properly. And about the stat plate. So basically, you just put the level 40 stat as you like, all of them. And then for the third stat, if you really want to invest, you probably buy this order: FD, M attack, int. These are the 3 that you should get if you have budget. But if you don't have budget, you could also looking at the max HP third stat plate and width or crit resist, so that you at least getting more tanky so you don't die. See, the death provides 0 DPS, so basically these help as well, and it's quite cheap. For skill plate, you're looking at the Fairy Vortex in DPS, Flame Rod in DPS, Fire Shield it reduce hit, and then Phoenix as the DPS. So 4 of these for the skill plate. And about the new skill EX plus 1 skill. So at level 40, you're starting looking for Phoenix and 1 for Flame Worm. 50, you look for Phoenix and 1 for Fireball. 60, you look for Phoenix and Firewall. 70, you look for Phoenix and Flame Rod. And 80, you probably look for Phoenix and Flame Rod and maybe Flame Worm. I don't know. But these are what I recommend. And the X stat is aim attack first to 10, FD to 10, and then the rest put into damage increase and other things. And you ask why Phoenix? Take a look at the skill damage proportion. You see the burn is very good at this boss, especially the SDN boss where it's weak to fire. So burn is really good. And you see like the flame stuff like Fairy Vortex, Flame Rose is very good. Phoenix Storm is also really good if you invest in it. So that's why I take Phoenix Storm, because Phoenix hit a lot of each at one time and cause a lot of burn. So burn into burn damage as well. Fairy Water, of course, we have already. Flame Load, we have already. The reason I'm not going on to Flame Load is that Flame Load is quite hard to aim. Plus, it takes 4 costs, while Phoenix take only 3. And it can Phoenix Storm can spam during when you have FU providing you the cooldown reduction. So Phoenix Storm is very good at that. But Flame Load you cannot spam. So that's why I take Phoenix Storm rather than Flame Load. But you could also take Flame Load, it's okay. But just change it. So that's why we take Phoenix and Firewall at level 60. And at level 40 where you can take both of best of the world. So you get Phoenix and Flame Load. I think that is entirely my bread and butter build. Also for the skill rotation, if you see, these are what I providing all the keypad. So basically, usually start rotation with the Glacial and Flame Worm, and then begin with Phoenix Storm to get the burn setup going, and then Flame Road, and then either Fireball, Flame Wall on this slot, and then just the rest on the right hand side is the filler. When on the left hand side you are on cooldown, you press the right hand side, and then you have ultimate, and then the gravity ball to release someone from frozen. And these are basically all the skill or the builds that we have. So let's jump into the video. Okay. And I will just give you some comment until the end. So enjoy. So first, when you begin, we get into this corner to avoid the wave. So, okay, so everyone just get into this corner.
อันนี้มันมีใครทนได้ว่าจะพาราดิน
And then yes.
อันนี้ก็ทนไม่ได้
เหรอ
แล้ว เขาลงครับพี่มัน
Then you just going in and
อย่างน้อยต้องสักหมื่น
do the Phoenix and then ultimate, because it's the ultimate spam first.
เอ็มเดไปเยอะ
So if you have enough damage, you can push through. But if your team doesn't, when you have around 19, almost finished 19 bar, everyone has to move at the same corner to avoid the hit. But if you have enough DPS, then you just push through, then the boss will fly away.
พาราเดอร์เอา
So in my case, we have,
ถ้าเป็นตาแล้วก็เรา
and then rebuff, and get in, and then you all get together to avoid the eye first. But for this time, there's no eye, and then boss will slide. So we stick with our position, and then you put into the gun. So it depends on
จริงจริงจริงจริงจริงจริง
which strategy. You could either do the
โยนหลังไปนิดเดียว
like us. We do first gun, third gun, and fifth gun. So that you don't have to avoid much during the eye because randomly boss will throw the eye at you, and if you get
วอลโก้นี่
the one that close to the eye, then you get hit. That's why we skip
จะ
the
ได้เอาฮิวด้วย
skip the second gun and fourth gun so that you have sufficient distance, and you just
ขอบคุณค่ะ
hit the dragon with guns.
ไปดูไลฟ์
just
แม่งกด
skip
ย้อน
to, and when
พอร์ตสาม
sometimes they do the eye, so you just get the eye down fast.
9.2 ไม่ใช่เหรอ
Yeah, these are the eye. So sometimes damage you a bit. Just shoot them until 16
ไม่ไม่
16 bar.
ไม่เมื่อกี้หนูโดนตาไม่ใช่เหรอเบลล่า
So as around almost finish the 16 bar, the boss will
ไม่หนูว่าอยู่
do the
หนูว่าเข้าไปไม่ทัน
slide down again. So we need to get away from the gun to the side. Just leave one gun to do. So here we leave the gun because the boss will slide down like this.
ไปแล้ว
Okay, he slide down, and then we begin the next phase around 15 bar. So this phase is we just try to stick with
สามนะเพิ่งดี
boss tail, so the tank will taunt, and we just stick around boss tail,
อาลีบาให้แล้ว
preferably at the tail, not in this video is with two sides.
4.2
It's not good because sometimes the boss has the side attack, so preferably you go near the tail as possible. So we begin with the ultimate. We use,
พ่นนะระวังลงมา
and now
แล้วพี่ยอนไปย่างตัวลง
now the boss go up and fly.
ไม่ได้นะ15
We have to move to the side and then resume the attack position again.
แท็กแล้ว
So I begin with
ไม่นี่คือท่าที่อะไรวะทำไมกูกระโดดได้ด้วย
the Phoenix, Flame Road, and then when the boss do the slow motion, they will use the eyes at the tank. If the tank know how to move, it's okay. If they don't, we have to move together to avoid the boss wave. Oh, the boss fly up again, and we go to the side to avoid the sliding, and then resume position again. So these are like the repeat the same pattern, and I think until around 10 or 9 bar.
3 2 รวมนายกระจุกนายหายแล้ว
กลับมาแล้ว
จ่อแล้วโอเคกลับเตียงตกน้ำแข็ง
Right. I flame load the entire tail. Just keep spam the filler and then ultimate. You see, now I think now the boss will start the wave and then begin another phase. And now you see the tank cannot do anymore. We have to move together. We keep the weapon and we move together to avoid that wave.
โฉบ
And now okay, now boss fly up. We have to get to the side first.
9.2 นี่
To avoid
9.2ไหมหรือยัดไปเลยดิยัดไปเลยก็ได้นะ
I think at 9 bar, the boss will not just slide. The boss will have another ability called the rain. So if they see the comet rain, you need to move out of each other
อ่ะใช่
and not on the same path because the comet will land on your position. So you don't cross other people path. You also don't have to be fast to avoid the comet rain. That is very tricky
เอา
at 9 and 8 bar, I believe.
ยอมไปแล้วตอนแรกอะ
So now we begin 9 bar. So now the boss will not just slide, it will random do the comet as well during the flying phase.
9.2 ป่ะ
Let's see what we get here.
ระวังนะถ้ามันไม่หันมาคือมันจะพ่นข้างหน้านะถ้ามันไม่หันมาโอเค
19 วิ
Okay, just burst as usual.
ตายตัว
Okay, oh,
เร็วกับ10 วิวะ
แม่ถูกแม่ทันอันนี้ทามิ่งเลือด
okay, now the wave again is the wave is the same. I just want to show you what is
ทำไมกูปล่อย W วะ
the comet rain.
จ่อแล้วโถ่
Okay, he fly now. Now it's either
บินไปไหน
slide or the rain. These are the comet rain, you see. When the comet rain start, we need to not cross each other path and try to not run at each other, so spread out, so we can avoid the comet. If we stick together at the comet rain, we die. We all die.
แสงอย่าไปใกล้มืออย่าไปใกล้มือ
And these are on the 9 bar and 8 bar only. So we have to push fast into
เดี๋ยวบียอนให้ด้วยอ้าว
โดนดูด
into other 7 bar.
โดนดูดอยู่โดนดูดอยู่
No,
ไป
it's
ไม่ได้
around 8.
ไปไม่ได้โดนดูดอยู่
บียอนรวม1 2 3
ไม่ได้โอ้ไม่ทัน
นี่แล้ว
โอ้
สวยดิ
จ่อแล้ว
อันติเฮ้ย
ระวังเห็ด
อย่าเป็นเรื่องเลยกูทันไม่
เพ็
ได้
บ
โอ้โอ้
โอเคเดี๋ยวมารวมเอาคิวนะคิว
จ่อแล้ว
And now it's 7 bar.
เปิดมือหมดตลอดเลย
แข็งช่วยหน่อย
6 bar.
ไม่มีกราวิตี้ไปแล้ว
Now at around 6 bar, the boss will not only have slide, boss will not only have the comet rain, the boss will also have the other ability called the eye, which need everyone to stay at the same position. So there is many ability during 6 and 5 bar. So preferably we have to burst him very fast. Oh, now I got hit by slide. That's why you need to be fast when he fly.
เริ่มดิพอดีผมเรียนสิเยอะมาก
นินจา
Yeah, see? Right now 5 bar. So it's either
เพ็บ
either comet rain or slide like usual or eye. Right now he don't use eye, he use comet rain again, so we need to spread out. Because it's very confusing during 6 and 5 bar because comet rain you need to spread out, but the eye you all need to get grouped together, cannot move. So it will be very tricky to see either comet eye or eye. So that is quite dangerous. So we push him fast into 4 bar. So after 4 bar, the boss will only have the eye. There's no comet rain anymore. So after 4 bar, it's very safe. So the only thing boss will do when fly is the eye, so that you have to all clamp together and not moving like this. So you see, we go to the side.
อะไรไม่มีแล้ว
บียอนแล้วนะ
Oh, he's not doing the ability yet. So we, oh yeah, now he fly again.
ไปแล้ว
We have to get together because the eye is coming. Get together, like that. Yes.
นานใจเย็น
So we stay 1, 2, 3, 4,
ไม่ไว้ใจน้องชาย
5. After 5, we have to get away to the edge. Otherwise, you get hit by slide twice.
เรียบร้อย
This one I just a little bit too far.
อย่าด่าพี่อย่า
And then we get again. So that is the eye. So you have to know how to avoid the eye and avoid the comet. Then you can be okay at this boss. But after 4 bar, they just use eye, so it's very predictable what to do.
เอาเรียน
Say again, oh, we group together for the eye.
เบี้ยวคนอื่นเลย
You could group like tank one position, left one position, and right party another position. But don't stand apart each other. It has to be grouped like this. So after 5 hit, and then we move back
ดู
and wait for 1 slide and 2 slide. Oh, the boss sometimes the angle is miscalculation. And now we finish the boss for good.
ยอนแม่งเลยหลดเล่า
You see, the fire LA can do very good because this boss is weak to fire. But don't do ice because the boss resists a lot of ice.
ไม่น่าพอ
So just nuke him.
กูยังไม่ตายอยู่แล้วไอ้เหี้ยโดนพ่นหลังโดนพ่นใส่กูคนเดียวอีก
สู้ๆครับ
ระวังนะครับอีกรอบ
ไม่เกิดนะ
กดหางไอ้ห่า
Oh, he can sometimes do the tail attack as well.
สู้หน่อยเอาหน่อยดิเอาหน่อย
กดบ้านกูวะ
เอาหน่อยเอาหน่อยเอาหน่อยแค่นี้เองเอาหน่อย
ตลอดไม่ได้ก็
เอ้ยเสา
be careful
ไม่เห็นเหรอ
ตายแล้วตายแล้วตายแล้ว
the pillar as well because sometimes they count the healer pillar as the object so don't do the healer pillar during the eye state
ทุกคนวิ่งไปลงที่เสาก็ไปแล้วกูไม่
that's it basically job done
ก็เดินพี่เรียนตีขนาดนี้
so thanks for watching we'll see you next time